Hi, my name is Jen Delaney, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and a practitioner of brain spotting. I experienced brain spotting as a client at least a decade ago, as well as EMDR, but I preferred brain spotting, so I went on and studied it, and I have been doing brain spotting for about 9 years. So anyway, this is a short video. If you're interested in brain spotting, you can look at brainspotting.com. Or I have lots on my website as well at jenniferdelaney.com. But today I just wanted to address a little bit about the expansion point. So generally we look for an activation point or an access point. And a lot of times that access point, so a brain spot is a point in your line of vision where we look affects how we feel, is what Dr. Grand explains. So this access point that we find allows us to access the deep brain. And we don't know exactly why, but the optic nerve goes right back into the brain. So another way of approaching brain spotting rather than, and the access point can also be a resource. So we always trust that point. At first it could feel very activating, and then all of a sudden it calms down, and then it gets activating again. And that kind of contraction and release is what creates a clearing or a neutralization in the deep brain of the trauma capsules. So the expansion point is a place where the body feels a little more hopeful and excited. And so it can be a way to work with a client who feels a little more overly activated or hypervigilant, or so it's something that we just trust, and we can offer as an option. It's also a good one for someone who's really worked through a certain issue and still feels like there's a little residual, but is really moving beyond it and chooses the expansion point. So what I love about the expansion point is on the activation point or access point, we often say, how strong is the anxiety or this feeling that you're telling me about on a 0 to 10? But with the expansion point, we ask, how are you feeling on a 0 to infinity as far as expansion goes? And what I loved, someone once said, this is a way of getting rid of arbitrary thresholds. I love that, getting rid of arbitrary, if I can say it, getting rid of arbitrary thresholds. I love that. Like, letting our body have the possibility of everything, of infinity, rather than putting us in a box of 0 to 10, and that kind of ties in with Dr. Grant talks about the uncertainty principle. We as counselors don't know where your body is going to take us. We don't know where you need to go. Your brain knows where you need to go. So we set up the frame. We set up, we teach you, about the brain spot and about, the bilateral music and all of it, and then we follow. And so anyway, I love this idea of that there are no thresholds, that we can be in the creative expanse of where your brain wants to take us. So that's a little bit about the expansion point. I hope this has been helpful to you. Lisa Larson in California teaches a whole lot about expansion, but I thought I would just touch on this, and I wanted to tie it in with the uncertainty principle. So have a wonderful day, and if you have questions, email me at jen@jenniferdelaney.com. I look forward to hearing your feedback, and I hope that you have an amazing day. Okay, take good care.